Right, 4 batteries today, and we're going to recover these, and I'll show you the voltages. They're basically dead, but we know the history. These have been in a shop. They've just been allowed to die over a number of years. I don't even know if you can buy these anymore, but definitely worth it. I won 2 of them, and I got 2 for about £15, so 4 batteries for £15, you can't really complain. So looking at the voltages though, you'd probably, if you know what you're on about, be worried about this. But we do know, as I say, they haven't been used, they haven't been charged, they've just literally been sat in a box. So these, I'm fairly confident we can recover them. So I'm going to use this nifty cable that I made. I did it on a short, if anyone's interested. There's many ways to do it, but this is just one that I've decided on. It just makes it so much easier, and you'll see today how easy it is, really. A few modifications, I think, though. I need to drill a couple of holes in here so that I can get the probes in from the voltmeter. That's about it. So I can watch it coming up. I don't know if I can put a little meter attached to it, actually. That might be another idea. So what I'm going to do is just start with this one. I'm not even going to open these because I'm fairly confident I can bring them back. If anything happens and it doesn't keep the charge, I know then there's something wrong. I've had about 20 of these, I think, in total now, and I've only had one that's needed some extra care. And all I did on that one was change the cells out for 20S cells, so gave the 20Rs a little bit of an upgrade. So here we go then, so all hooked up, and I'm just going to leave that on the bench power supply. I've got that on about 18 volts and probably 2.5 amps, something like that. Now I'm monitoring it on the front, so it tells me what it is. Here's just the next one. You can see this is what you'd get if you had this. So you just get that flashing Christmas lights. So we know that's next after this one. But all I'm doing is waiting probably till about 17 volts-ish, and then I'm going to take that off, chuck it on the charger, and it should then start charging. So I have cut a load of time out, so please don't think it only takes a few seconds. Probably take about 5 minutes, something like that each to come up, maybe less than that. But all I'm doing here is monitoring, checking for explosions just before they happen. But actually, pretty good, pretty lucky. Nothing really happens here. They all slowly come up. They stay about 20 degrees centigrade. You don't get any indicators on the front. You normally have to clear that with a charger. You might do. You might be lucky. You might start getting the flash, but I didn't. So there we go, 17 volts, and now it starts to charge. So I can pop that to the side. I'll probably pop it on the slow one in a minute as well. So we'll crack straight on with the next one because we've got 4 of these. I'm hoping they're all just exactly the same and no problems. So let's get on with the next one. As I say, what I'll do, I'll put that on the slow charger. I'm not a fan of the rapid chargers. I only have this one on the desk really just to show you certain things rather than moving the camera over to the left. So pop that one on the slow one, and now we're going to get on with the next one. And very simply, exactly the same. Positive to positive, negative to negative. And the good thing about this is it's got that fuse in the middle as well, so a little bit of extra protection if anything happens there, which is good. It's not going to spot overheats or anything, it's just going to be voltage spikes, that sort of thing. So that's that next one on, and same again, about 18 volts to 2.5 amps, something like that. And again, there's going to be a load of time cut out, so please don't think this is the only time it takes. I know when people do this battery to battery, they leave it on there for about 10-15 seconds, and sometimes they're lucky, sometimes they're not, but in reality this is how long it would take. So that's going, and again, funky picture of it, and that actual bright patch is my hand, so please don't think that's overheating, that's just where I've just held it. Try and look at the cells at the bottom. And nothing is going on, which is good, nothing too special. Right, that's that one. So this is pretty tight at the minute. It's probably the first 2 or 3 I've used. So whack it on here and we should get red. And we do. So that's the second one now that's off and running, which is good. And you can see we've got that flashing light there, which is what you get as it's charging. So that's another one. Pretty simple so far. So if you're doing this, definitely recommend not doing it on a battery, doing it on something like this. You can use a cable as I've used in other videos. You could buy one of these little things from Amazon, chop the massive crocodile clips off and do this. This is actually something that's made for jumping car batteries, but as you can see, a little bit smaller scale here. Here's just another way. So if you don't have a bench power supply, you can use one of these, and these are relatively cheap, 15 to 20 pound these things, so pretty good, and you can do exactly the same. Sometimes though, when it's very, very low voltage, you actually need to give it an initial jump, and that's really what I've done here. I've put it on the bench power supply, then we get it over on this one, and then we can just keep coming up. And you can monitor it a little bit better on here. Isn't massively accurate, and my IMARS that is dead at the minute. I'm just waiting on a new one to arrive, but this is pretty good. And you can see there the cells a little bit better down the side. You see as they're heating up, as they're charging. That's about, what, 27, 28 now. So it does get hotter and hotter, as you can imagine. You're just looking for any massive spikes. So we'll leave that one then, and that will be the next one. We should be all done then. A little bit of time's gone by. This is the one off that slow charger, which is now 4, which is good. So we've got one down. One good one. This one then, let's have a look where we are with this. We'll get that on that slow charger. It then tells me that it's full, because we went right up and we've got 4 bars. So that's 2. There we go, 2 done. So halfway, just got the other 2. So very simple. We can do the same again. So whack this little beast on. I'm going to have to give it a name. Let me know if you've got any names for it in the comments, and I'll write it on top with a big marker. Chargy McCharge face, something like that. Right, black to black, red to red, and we go again. Nothing special, nothing technical. All under control. We just need maybe a little bit more control. As I say, I'm going to see what I can do about attaching a meter to that. Right, so that's now on. We'll skip forward a bit. Check the heat every now and then, see if you've got any signs of life. And this is the last one, just to show you exactly the same. If you remember the voltages at the beginning, they were less than 1. Less than 0.1 actually, most of them. So that's it, time's gone by. I've skipped forward again, so please don't think that's how long it takes. Whack this on the slow charger, and that should then be on the way. So then we can concentrate on this last one, which again is dead. Whack on Chargy McCharge face. If we can, that'll loosen up over time, hopefully. Black to black and red to red, and this will be the last one. Careful you don't touch the 2 though. Remember, they are live out the battery. It's really, really low voltage obviously at the minute, but as you bring it up, that could start sparking. You don't want to catch your hand on it or something. So that one is now on. And again, we'll jump forward in a second. Just bringing it up to about 17, just over 17 volts-ish. Then the charger should recognise it. So what we'll do is we'll put it off there, whack it on that charger again, and then we should be number 4 well and truly on the way. So just be really careful if you're doing this. I'm only doing it this way because I know the history, if you like, of the cells. If these are yours, or if you've bought them off eBay or somewhere, recommend taking them apart, doing some cell checks individually. If they're this low, normally I'd probably say you'd have to change the cells out, to be honest, or bring them out, charge them all externally, and then crack on. But in this case, I know, as I mentioned earlier, they've just been sat in a shop, nothing else. Just on Whatnot, in one of their actual shops, not just one of the dodgy sellers. And I always bang on about that app. I've just deleted it this week, just so you know. It has cost me a fortune, so use it with care. I'm planning not to go back, but maybe one day I will. So that's it, almost done. If you're planning on doing this a lot, I do recommend, knocking up some sort of cable, at least having some crimps on the end of a cable if you're going to do it that way. But using the razor blades that people do in batteries, I've never even tried it just because it looks so ridiculous. But there we go, that's the last one. We'll give it a little boost again, and be careful if you're doing it like this. I think I got a little spark there. As I mentioned, they are now live, and that's probably, 17-ish volts already. So you don't want them touching, really. And what's that, 14? It does drop a little bit after you turn it off. So 14, 15, and then right up there. So we've got this one up to 20 odd volts now. So that is basically perfect. So we'll take that off here. Nice and stiff still. Whack it on here. And we'll either finish it off a little bit or it'll go green. So let's have a look. Green. So that is done. And we should have 4 now. There we go, look. So that's another one saved. And we're going to monitor these over time. I haven't done any capacity tests, as you can see, but we'll see what happens with them, see if they come down, see if they don't. But in reality, as I mentioned right at the beginning, these were £15, so I'm not that bothered. As long as they work. If they don't, I'll just replace the cells. There's only 5 cells in these, so it's pretty good. And as I say, recommend making something like this if you're going to do it a lot. If you are doing it a lot, I'd probably question why. If you're doing what I'm doing, fair enough, but if they're yours and they die every week, yeah, you need to sort them out, really. So that's 4, all good. All up 4 bars there, and we're good to go. So that is just a load of spares that I can have knocking around. Whack it in a nice 3D printed thing, stick it on the wall, and jobs are good. There's another 4 saved.